Hey everyone, I'm Summer, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about building strength, clarity, and longevity both in business and in life. And this is a part of my Teach Me Something playlist where I have conversation with experts who help us rethink what we think that we already know and replace it with smarter and more effective approaches that we can use right away. Today's episode is especially important because it touches almost everybody at any time. Some of us already deal with this, some of us are going to deal with it in a few years. Back pain, core strength, and how our bodies actually work. So, my guest today is Christine Lynders. She's a nationally recognized orthopedic physical therapist. She is a movement therapist. She's the author of Suck It In. I love that name of that book. The book is all about proven solutions to eliminate your lower back pain forever and get a flatter stomach. Christine has spoken nationally and internationally on spine health, on injury prevention and movement, and her work has helped like thousands of people, from elite athletes to everyday professionals. The book has helped them to reclaim their strength and confidence in their bodies. We all need this. So, what sets Christine apart is her ability to combine deep clinical expertise with warm clarity. And she's very humorous. I've had a nice little chat with her, and she makes me laugh. And she makes healing feel like it's going to be possible. She empowers people more than intimidating. No, she does not intimidate people. She's a lovely, lovely person. Christine, I want to start with something that really caught my attention in your work. You say that even one episode of back pain can rewire how the core functions, right? So that feels surprisingly to a lot of people. I think people may assume that no pain means problem is solved. So, how does that rewiring actually happen, and why is it so crucial to address it when it happens instead of just wait until the pain will go away?
I love it, Summer, that you're asking me this. This is such a big deal. The point is that our deep core is a stabilizing system. It's a local muscle, meaning it's close to the source. And so
Mhm.
after one episode of low back pain, those muscles don't communicate to your brain like they should. They kind of shut down. They become delayed. So that's where they're rewired is they're delayed, and they proved in the research that unless you specifically retrain them to function again, they stayed delayed. And that's why people have, no pain doesn't mean a strong and healthy back. So your back
Mm,
pain goes away, a couple of years later comes back, goes away, a couple of
mm,
years later you bend over to get the dog some water and it comes back and stays.
yeah.
And that's when I see people in the office is they're like, my back hurt, like, but it was like 20 years ago, and then it went away, and then it came back, and then it went away, and now it's been coming on and off more frequently, and now it
Mm,
won't go away. And that's because those muscles become delayed, and unless you
mm,
specifically retrain them, they don't return to function. Those muscles
mhm,
are supposed to fire when your brain thinks like, oh, I'm going to go touch the screen. As soon as before my arm moves, my deep core would fire, and then my arm would move, so it would stabilize my
mm,
spine from the inside out, and that's how they're supposed to. But after that one episode of back pain, your arm moves and then they fire. So they fire late. And that's why retraining it is so important. That's the missing link that people need to get rid of their back pain for good. It's like that
mhm,
inner solution to stabilize yourself from the inside out. And I tell people to suck it in, but my biggest thing is to do it before you move. And then you retrain that mechanism and you rewire those muscles to communicate with your brain before
mm,
you reach for the fridge, before you
mhm,
reach for a glass of water. Every single thing you do for the day, you need to do it
mm.
before you move. And then you retrain that system.
Wow, you made an important distinction here. Pain resolving and function restoring are two different things. And
Mm-hmm.
that brings us to your signature approach. Suck it in. Let's talk a little more about that. People wonder what that is, but clearly it's not what most people think it is. I would love for people to understand what they've been doing wrong without realizing it. Can you explain what you mean by suck it in and why is it different?
Okay. So when people a lot of people are saying like tighten your core, activate your core, tense your core for the last 20 years, just 20 years pretty much. And nobody really knew what to do. So people would they would like breath hold and tense. They
Mm,
would I've seen hollowing where they'll like suck it in and bring in like everything in here. I don't know if you can see it,
mhm,
like bringing like all this in here and like hollowing and
mm,
sucking in. People would
mhm,
go and inhale. And so all you have to do is to pull this part in your belly button like that.
mm, mm, mm,
See,
mm.
talking while
Yes,
I do it.
yes.
It's I call it the hardest, easiest exercise you'll ever do. It's very simple, and it's simple because You just need to pull your belly button in like you're zipping up a tight pair of pants. Like, whoop, you
Mm.
don't want to catch your
Yeah,
skin.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's hard because when those muscles have become delayed, sometimes you pull it all in, sometimes
Mm.
you breathe in, sometimes you do that. But I want people to know it's not on an inhale. Like, you don't inhale to suck it in. You don't bear down to tense it. You pull your belly button in, and it's very subtle.
Mm.
When you pull your belly button in it, and we should do it, when you pull your belly button in, like I was showing you, just like I have your one hand just below your ribs on where your stomach lies, and one hand on,
Mhm.
here's my belly button, and here's my other
Mhm.
hand. And you
Mhm.
just put the belly button in like that. This hand doesn't come in too. It's
Mhm.
because then if you do this, it stops your diaphragm from moving.
Mhm.
We all need to breathe. It's just this lower belly. And when you do that, you activate your transverse abdominis, which wraps around you like a corset here. That
Mm.
communicates with your brain and turns on your deepest back muscles, the multifidus. And that's the key because those back muscles stabilize each segment of your spine. So when you suck it in, belly button in, suck your tummy in, your lower tummy,
Mhm.
back muscles turn on and they activate your anatomical girdle and they stabilize your spine. And to take it a little bit further, I like to explain it to people now that it's finally out into the world. Your
Mhm.
deep core is like your diaphragm, your transverse abdominis, your
Mhm.
back muscles, and your pelvic floor, and they form this kind of canister of support here. So when you suck it in, you're not just getting your deep abdominal muscle, transverse abdominis, or your multifidus, the deep back muscles. You're getting this canister of support that's supporting your torso.
Mm.
Everything that you do out here with your arms and legs is all stable. If you suck it in, you'll notice like your posture improves, you get elongated, it supports your abdominal contents. It's wonderful, but that's where people were doing it wrong because they were tilting their pelvis or squeezing their glutes. Like flat,
Yeah. Mhm.
biggest thing is like, okay, flatten your back and activate your core. Press your back into the table. That's what I was hurting. That's what I was hearing is press your
Mm.
back into the table, squeeze your glutes. And so I had to undo those patterns in so many of my patients over the last couple decades
Mm.
because when they did flatten their back pain wasn't going away. Because when you do that, you activate your global muscles, your big six pack muscle, and that turns off the deep stabilizing back muscles. When
Mm.
you suck it in, your belly button in the normal position of your spine, the natural position, which is a gentle sloping backward curve here instead of
Mhm.
flattening, then those deep back muscles can come in and co-contract and give you stability. I know that's a lot of information, but the point that was so wrong back in the day was that press your back flat, people would
Mm.
squeeze the glutes, and those are using
Mm.
the superficial muscles, and that's where you don't get stable from the inside out. So you get
Mm.
pain-free comes, but
Mm.
for a short period of time, but you don't have the stability that leads you to a strong and healthy back.
Mhm. That demonstration you did and your explanation totally changes the way I think about movement. So let's make it immediately useful for people.
Okay.
Because prevention only works if it fits into your real life, right? So what's
I
one simple thing one person can do, any person can do today, right now, while watching this, to start resetting their core and preventing that back pain? I'm asking on behalf of busy, active people who think that they're all doing everything right. So what do you have?
I tell you, this is great. If you were in the clinic with me or on a virtual call, this is what I would say is the most important thing that you take away today. Suck it in before you move. So I'm going to show you. So let's say I wanted to grab my purse. Like this is my purse. This is my pillow. So I'm going to grab my purse. There's little things throughout the day. I want to suck it in, pull my belly button into my spine, get my purse. I'm going to open the refrigerator. I'm going to suck it in, open the refrigerator. I'm going to suck it in, turn on the faucet. I'm going to suck it in, grab a glass of water. Here's something we do all the time. I'm going to suck it in, grab my cell phone. I'm going to suck it in, open the car door. I'm going to suck it
Wow.
in, sit down. I'm going to suck it in, get up. And that's the key that suck it in before you get out of bed. Suck it in before you go to sit down on your toilet. We all use the restroom every day. In and out of the car. Suck your stomach in, get in the car, suck your stomach in, get out of the car. Suck it in, reach for the
Mm.
toothbrush. I tell people those functional situations because you want to retrain that mechanism to turn on before your arm moves.
Yeah.
Turn on before you move to get up. And when you do,
Hmm.
every single person always comes back and says, you know what? When I suck it in before I XYZ, my back doesn't hurt, but I do forget. How do I?
Mm.
And I tell them, put some sticky notes right on your phone before you roll to get out of bed or in the bathroom on the sink. Just do it for a week. You'll start to remember. And that's the biggest piece right there is suck it in before you move.
Oh
You can
my
do
God.
it.
Yes, I'm probably going to put those sticky notes on. You're incredibly enlightening and you are incredibly reassuring, very honest. Understanding that our bodies can be retrained is really very empowering. So,
Mm-hmm.
you guys, if this conversation resonated with you, go connect with Christine. All her links are down below. I'm going to ask her about her book, which has a link down below too. The book is called Suck It In. Christine, tell us a little more about it.
Okay, so can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, Suck It In was born in, let's see, well, the phrase was born for me in 2003 when I kept
Mm-hmm.
telling people to pull their belly button in their spine.
Mm-hmm.
People would say, "Oh, you mean like suck it in, honey?" So I said, "Okay, yes." And it kind of stuck. And I wanted it to be something that people could, hey, suck it in, do your thing and activate your core. I thought it could be fun in offices, fun in employments, fun at home. But why I decided to write it is I was working at a big clinic, and for the past 5 years, I'd been teaching people how to pull their belly button laying down on the table without flattening their back, without squeezing their glutes. And people were saying,
Mm-hmm.
how people are showing me the other way. People were showing me this back flattening and glute squeezing. And I said, I don't know, but the way our spine is designed is in a backwards curve. You activate the TA, transverse abdominis, it activates the multifidus, gives you anatomical girdle. And people
Mm-hmm.
would always come back and say, well, that works. If somebody had shown me that 35 years ago, I wouldn't have been like a victim of back pain with epidural, all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward a couple of years, I had about 5 patients in a week tell me, why don't you write a book on it? Because if you did, I would buy it. This is really important. Someone needs to get this out there. And that was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
My I wrote the book, Suck It
Mm-hmm.
In. It's a very
Mm-hmm.
large 86,000 word version, and this is the 36. It's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that people can learn the one foundational thing, the one missing link that I had heard in so many patients that had been suffering from so many years. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited to get it out there. My dad illustrated it before he passed away. He has a very fun cartoon style that talks
Oh,
about the
nice.
I wanted picking up a box. I wanted this book to be something that was like a culture and a movement of fun. I didn't want it to be like you're doing it wrong. I just wanted people to feel like enlightened, empowered, have a laugh, and enjoy learning this one simple thing that we all have it in our own body. It's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
where it came from. So I'm super grateful. It did take a very long time, as you know, to get
Yeah.
it across the finish line. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I had a person who read it in 2016 contact me after it came out, and he said, "I don't know what you did with it, but thank goodness because it is wonderful." So
Mm.
I want to share this with you and everybody. Keep it fun and read chapter 4
Yeah, okay. Chapter 4 it is. Or read the whole book. What
or read
what
the
what
whole.
fun is life if there's no joy, right? So
Yes, yes, and
joyfully read the book and follow. I think I've
and
already started doing this because I just reached out for my tea. I sucked it in before I picked my tea up.
that's right, Summer. You're such an advocate. You're inspiring for everybody. And I wanted to tell you one more thing. I should say. One
Yes,
of my
please.
patients it's one of my patients. She's a doctor, and she just said after she read it, she goes, "This is not just like to get rid of your back pain. This is like a roadmap for your body." Because in there, I do talk about posture and flexibility and
Mm.
how to strengthen your hips and strengthen your deep core. I do have other things like that. So if you look at this book and you're like, how much could be about learning how to suck it in, read chapter 4. It teaches you exactly like what I was showing you here. But
Mm-hmm.
5, 12 are all about like how posture plays in, how breathing plays in, how flexibility plays in, and gives you pictures and strategies, things you can do right now to help
Mm.
your back and get out of pain. So it's basically everything you need to know about it. Plus, suck it in.
Plus, suck it in. Yes, you guys check out Christine's book, and all her resources are on her website. Her LinkedIn is down below as well. Check out her work on spinal health and prevention of back pain. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next Teach Me Something episode. Each conversation is a brilliant person helping you move through life, move through business, more strength, more confidence, more get it done vibe. Inside and out, we are all winners here. See you until the next time. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Summer.